Okay, so welcome to Let's Talk special edition. So we're going to be talking football, and we're going to be talking about the Super League, the Big Six, everything that's kicked off with that. Obviously, it's folded now, and we're just going to just say what we think. We've got Nissi on. Welcome, Nissi.
Welcome.
And we're just going to kick it off straight away. So, Shaun, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah. So personally, with obviously I don't think it was a good idea. I thought it was a terrible idea. I think it was also very selfish.
What's this? The Super League?
This is the Super League, yeah. I thought it was very selfish. And what I mean in terms of selfish, in terms of like the Big Six, never mind just the Big Six. I'm talking about some of the other top teams in Europe. They just want to break away, do their own thing. But the fact that you can't be relegated from that because you're the co-founders, it kind of brings that kind of MLS or American kind of sports things into it, which is just bang out of order. And then you just want 5 random teams that will just which will come in and out. So that's not right. Morally, that's wrong. Because if you've been crap, right, the way it is, if you're rubbish on merit, you shouldn't be in there. And that's how it should be. That's true. Because look at the Premier League, look at all the leagues in Europe. If you've been poor, you don't deserve to be in it. Because of the format in which they were going to do it, of 2 groups of 10 or whatever, if you've been crap, you don't deserve to be in it. And it's facts. If why should it be like the MLS where even if you've been crap, oh well, you can still stay in. You can still stay in for the next season. Because think about this right, yeah. And if you think about others, you could be like one of the other, say like an American football or whatever, or in stuff like that. You could just tank a season, which means you can just play crap the whole season. But it doesn't matter to you because at the end of the day, you're still going to be in it next year. You see what I mean? So it's just like it's pointless. That is morally wrong.
It's a different competition. It's a different format.
I get that.
I see what you're saying.
It's morally wrong. Well, if you're talking about with European tradition, that mentality is morally wrong. That's not right, and that's why a lot of fans.
If we're talking morals, then realistically, how many teams are going to make it in the Premier League without money?
What do you mean?
Pure players playing just for football. How many teams are going to make it? Not many. You need money.
What, into that tournament, do you mean?
No, in the Premier League. Today's game, has anyone won it without money? Realistically.
Leicester?
No. Spent money. They spent millions.
Yeah, but not that much though.
Not that much. See that word, not much they spent though. Is anyone actually managed to win a Premier League without money?
Well, yeah, I know what you're trying to. Yeah, I get that, but you can't.
You're saying like people doing it for football. They're not. It's the money's involved.
But why should they? Yeah, but why should I get? Obviously, it's all about money. But why should they just have those particular teams always be in it?
The game's changed.
No, but that's selfish, bro. You can't just have those teams. It is so. How can you only just have those teams always in it every season, not based on merit?
No, because it's different. It's a different format. What they're saying is that no one wants to watch certain teams play certain teams. I personally would rather watch Liverpool United than watch Stoke against Burnley. I know I would want for. I don't know which one I want to watch. I don't know about you guys, but
I get what you're saying.
I want to watch the big teams. That's why I watch Champions League. I don't watch Championship or League One or League Two. They're not relevant to me. They're being shown on TV, but how many of you must actually watch them games? Realistically, you watch the big games for a reason, and these guys. They thought that I don't say this right, but they thought that the fans wanted the big games. That's why people enjoy Champions League so much, because it's big teams playing big teams.
I get what you're trying to say, but then you need to look at it from other perspectives of, okay, look at how exciting the Premier League is when it's not just the big teams playing the big teams and beating each other. You got the small teams. You got the small teams that beat the big teams as well. Look, come on, I'm a Liverpool fan. We got beaten. No. But you might try and say, oh, well, Burnley versus Liverpool. That might not be an exciting fixture. Or Liverpool versus Fulham. That's not an exciting fixture. But when you watch it, they came to Anfield and beat us. They're small teams.
No, that's a different point.
Yeah, but it's not out of order on the other. It's not out of order on the other teams. It's not out of order on them.
No, but it was a midweek. It was a midweek format it was a midweek thing, which is similar to the Champions League, Europa League. But for me, I'm a United fan, and I prefer to watch United play in Champions League. I don't like watching Europa League football. I think it's shoddy. I don't like it.
You need to get there on merit, not because you're a founder. You need to get there because you worked hard. Merit meaning you worked hard to get to where to deserve to be where you are. That's what I mean by getting there on merit. Not just you got in there because you're a big club. That's not right.
English teams get 4 teams in Champions League. Holland only gets 1. What's the merit there? Ajax has won more Champions League than most of the teams that are in the Champions League. Most of the teams that are in the Champions League.
No, I'm not disputing.
Holland only gets 1. You've got to remember, like, but then, I get that. But the English teams tend to do better in the Champions League, though, as well. The English teams also tend to do better in the Champions League. That's why, on merit, that's why. In the last 10 years, I think only 1 English team has won it.
Okay, and how many Dutch teams have won it?
But the reason that England have more places is because they're higher up in the rankings. That's why. So you get more points. So you get more points. So when you do well in Champions League, you get more points.
The club game rankings, club rankings.
Yeah. So let's say when you get to the semi-final, they get more points added onto the England team. That's why.
If you've got 4 teams trying to get to the semi-finals, you've got more chance than 1 team trying to get to semi-finals.
So how many teams should be in the Champions? How many English teams do you think should be in it then?
Every country should have equal amount of teams in the Champions League. Every country should have equal amount of teams. That would make morally sense. You're saying that the more lucrative the league is, the more teams you have in Champions League.
So do you think there should be more teams in the Champions League then?
The Spanish have 4, the English have 4 because they have the more lucrative leagues. Makes sense. That's just what the Super League's done. They just
I get what you mean. So I get both points. But what Sean's saying is, with the Super League, there's no competition because if you win, if you lose, it doesn't matter. You're still in every single year. But I get what you're saying is that what the Champions League is the teams with the most money are normally in the Champions League, aren't there? That's what you're saying. But Sean's saying with the Super League, it's not a competition because if you win or lose, it doesn't matter. You're still in every single season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what the structure was never released. There were just speculations anyway. Because
no. They said what the structure was going to be. They said it's going to be 2 leagues of 10. They said it's going to be 2 leagues of 10.
Yeah.
But the 15 teams, the main 15 teams, will always be in it every single season, and then the 5 best. The 5 best teams, other teams that have done well from wherever the league they're in, are going to be in it. So either way, the same 15 teams would always be in it. This is my point. But my point to you is, even if, so say for instance Liverpool, say if we finish bottom of that league, and the 5 other teams that were just in it finished above you, they would be out, but Liverpool would still be in. That's my point. That's the format.
I mean,
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, but what's the issue?
But if we finish bottom,
you should be relegated. That's the issue.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. That's my problem. But that's not how it is.
Yeah, but why is that? Why should you be relegated at the bottom?
What?
Because there has to be competition. There has to be a winner and a loser. If there's no loser and there's no winner, then what's the point? That's what.
Right.
That's what
I'm trying to say to you. You know what when I say to you about MLS and American sports format, even if that's why a lot of teams tank the season, because even if you're having a crap season, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be in the same league next year. If you look at basketball, you can finish bottom of the Western or Eastern Conference. You're still going to be in it next year. So what? I'm just saying. But I'm just trying to say to you, mentally speaking, if some team. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're not trying, but if they knew they were going to go down, you would try even more, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I hear that. But
that's my point.
Team mentality, though. Like, how many big teams struggle with the relegation zone? How many of the big 6 have struggled in relegation for the past 20 years?
But as well, but the other side to look at it as well is, so if all these teams have got these places, then look at the other teams. Look at me as a Leeds fan. What, we're never going to be in the Champions League ever? Because there's no chance. But what I'm saying is we're never going to be with them boys. Like, them boys are making 300 million a season. But we're never going to do that.
That's because you're not with them, because you're not part of the club. That's just jealousy. You're the Champions League, the format that you're complaining about the fact that there's a new competition coming that you're not allowed to be in. That's the problem, innit? It's not the fact that
100%. Why can't we be in? That's not fair. So we do so well in the Premier League. We win the Premier League. and Man U finished 15th, but Man U still get 300 million and Leeds don't. That's unfair.
Me as a United fan, right? If Leeds, Burnley, West Ham decide tomorrow that they wanted to create this own little league, I'd like, see ya. I won't complain. I'd like, see ya.
Really? I'll be shocked.
No, twist on the other foot though. So it's not about the other league. It's about the money. So you get told that every single season, Leeds and West Ham are going to get 300 million every single season more than Man United. You'd be happy with that? If you're going to get an advantage for no reason, you're going to get an advantage of 300 million. You'd be happy.
I mean, you have to sign the contracts. You have to sign them contracts. Surely, you have to make them deals. It's like
it's not right, bruv. It's not morally right.
No, I'm not saying it's
right.
right.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying it's right, but there are contracts, there are deals in football what are not right. There are deals and contracts in football which are not right. City currently pay themselves. Etihad Airways is their sponsor, who they own.
Oh yeah, it's all corrupt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what's the difference between that and United getting more money as well? City get more money than anyone because they pay themselves.
No, I agree. No, right. What I'm saying is, I agree with that, and I think, look, if we look into football, we're going to find a lot more. I mean, I think the main point of this is we're just looking at the big six, but I mean, if you look at and the Super League, if you look at the other aspects of it, it's all corrupt. It's all wrong. Yeah, what I'm saying is, I don't agree with this Super Six, and that's I'm arguing that case. But what I'm saying to you is, 100% I agree with you, because there is so much in the football that it is wrong. Like, look at when Derby County bought the stadium. They bought the stadium for like 50 million, and then used that money to buy players. Like, do you know what I mean? There's so much stuff, and I mean,
no, I'm not for the Super League. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's fair. But
what do you?
I do think there needs to be a change in the format. United makes the Premier League. Well, not United alone, but them 6 teams make the Premier League what it is today. And I think credit needs to be given to them teams. And I don't think the credit has been given to them. That's the problem. The reason the big uproar is them 6 teams. It's them 6 teams is the reason. If there was over 6 teams doing it, no one would blink an eyelid.
I agree with that, but I disagree with that. I agree that yes, if them 6 teams left the Premier League, I don't think the Premier League would be as a prized asset as what it is. But I think what makes the Premier League so great and what makes it better than La Liga and the Italian leagues is because these other teams that come up beat the bigger teams, and it's more exciting. Leicester winning the Premier League was more exciting. Leeds beating Man City at the Etihad was more exciting. And I think I agree with you that the top 6, they do make, and if they left, then the Premier League wouldn't get as much money for TV. But what makes the Premier League so good is that anybody can beat anybody. And it's that competition of the league.
On the Leicester season, people are really fixated on the Leicester season. That's an anomaly. I feel like that's the only thing people can speak about is the Leicester season. But if you can
Man City winning the league for the first time.
Man City was a fraud. They bought the league. They paid for it.
But it's the excitement. It's the buzz. Like it's
winning the league on the last day of the season, stuff like that.
Yeah, the Aguero stuff like that.
Come on. But this is just that's the difference, isn't it? City won the league because they paid a lot of money for players, which they weren't allowed to, and then they paid off all the lawyers. And they was meant to get deducted points last year. They were meant to get kicked out of Champions League, and they paid lawyers off, and they paid the judge off. And then they're still in Champions League. They still win it this year, even though last year we were speaking about them potentially getting kicked out of it. But they are not. They're corrupt. They're doing what they've done, and they've done what they've done.
I wouldn't. But I think a lot of teams are corrupt, Nissi. I don't think it's just Manchester City.
What's the difference between the Super? Why are you so upset about the Super League? Because what the teams have been doing for the past.
I just think it's quite like, even for me as a Liverpool, I just think it's selfish the way it's put about and how it is. I think that's very selfish.
It's selfish
because, like I said,
the football game is selfish. The game itself is selfish.
Yeah, I get that. No, I get that, but it's just not right. It's not right.
I think it's not right, but I think the reaction of it has been too much for what it is. I think, like you said, there is a lot more going on in football which needs to be looked at, and for example, and that's what Patrick Bamford made. And I thought he made a brilliant point that everyone's kicked off with this, and straight away they've
take a stop.
But why don't we do that with racism? Why is everyone getting racially abused every single day on social media? Do you know what I mean? So
I thought it was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, I
for that.
that's
No,
what I
I
mean.
agree. I agree. I don't think. You can see how with the power they've got though. They can kick teams out if they can threaten to kick teams out, and they can make a difference straight away. So,
But the fans can do it. Look what the fans did. It was the fans' reaction with Chelsea that made them come out of it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's stuff like that, and that shows how powerful it can be. But it's funny, like you say, with the Man City stuff, that we all shut our eyes and pretend it's not happening. But then when this happens,
it's the fact that people when it was just a couple of teams doing it, people just like, oh, you know what, it's City. They've won the league not on merit. They've not won the league on their football ability. They've won the league on money by just paying everyone more money than anyone else can afford. You will never be able to compete with City because they've got more money than everyone, and they're trying to bring in rules and regulations to stop that from happening, and they still manage to overcome it. That's the problem. That law, that FFP law, has come in because of teams like City and Chelsea. It came in because of them teams, and they still managed to come around it. They still managed to do things around it.
So what do you think they should do then? With the Champions League, for example, what do you think they should do with that then? If they're going to change it, because obviously this isn't going to happen. So to change the Champions League in a particular format, which you think is fair, what do you think they should do? Obviously, they're thinking of doing, was it 36 teams they want to add?
Too many teams. That I don't think it needs that.
Well,
many. You need the best of every country playing each other. That's it. You don't.
So there's one team from every country. It's the best team.
Maybe the best two. Maybe the best 2 or 3. I don't think.
But then
that's more than 36, then, isn't it?
But look at the Premier League. Like you said, like it's worth how much money, like billions and billions of pounds for TV rights, because it's so exciting. And even if you just had the top 2 teams, look at Man U and Man City have pretty much got top 2 already, so it seems over.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, you have to have a top 4 to have the competition of it. You're still going for it.
But that's why the Premier League's so lucrative, because 4 teams can make it. But in other leagues, only 1 or 2 teams can make it. The league's over sooner, quicker. That's the difference between the leagues. The leagues are over quicker. Right now, there's still battle for top 4 in the Premier League, but there's no battle for the league. People are celebrating getting 4th. That's crazy. That's mad. That is crazy. Like, do you think that's crazy? People are celebrating. Arsenal celebrated for years that they got 4th. Why is that? Why is that something to celebrate? You got 4th. You didn't even win the league. That's not a celebration for a top 16 to get.
But
4th.
the thing about 4th, the only thing about 4th, the only thing is in England, especially, you see the top 3. Only the top 3 is technically guaranteed Champions League, because obviously 4th, you have to qualify. You still have to qualify though.
So I don't know why you're celebrating 4th. I don't know why this whole thing about let's get top 4. Let's win the league.
But it is a competition though. So if you get top 4, that you're still accomplishing something. You're still targeting that higher place. But you're still going for it though.
Leeds, I get that. Top 4 is a big achievement. Not for the top 6.
But Man U, how many years have they been out in Champions League?
For Man United getting top 4, personally, I don't think that's an achievement. I think winning the league's an achievement. I think titles is an achievement. Also, getting to semi-finals year on year out is not an achievement. That's 4th.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Your manager says different.
Your standards dropped. Man United standards
got 6th.
Yeah, but Nissi, I understand what you're trying to say, but now Man United standards are going back up to where it should be. But before, your standards had dropped. But that's because you're in transition, which is fair enough. Your standards had dropped a bit. You can't say it hadn't. Of course it dropped. Since Fergie left, I'm not saying you tried to keep your standards as high as what it was, but initially it dropped a bit.
You would rather come 4th and 6th every day of the week. Everybody would.
Yeah, but I'd rather come 2nd and 3rd as well.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So, but it's going for that higher. It's going for that higher bit. It's going for that higher competition.
No, because if someone came 5th, they won't celebrate as much as they if they came 4th, and it's because of the Champions League.
Yeah, that's my point, and that's why it makes it more exciting.
So, what you reckon we should get rid of Europa League, because these guys qualify for Europa League?
But listen, they're bringing in another European. They're bringing in another UEFA. Are bringing in another European trophy. No, they're bringing in another European tournament that's going to come in the next couple of seasons. That also might actually be a factor why the top 6 are like, oh well, let's clear off and do our own thing, and then leave them to do that. But I don't know. I don't know. So here's a quick question: what do you think, Nissi, the punishments should be for these teams?
Interesting.
Be real. Don't be like biased or anything because you're a club. I'm going to be real with mine, but I'm fascinated to think what you think about that.
Should just be a point deduction, but I feel like you do. If you lose them 6 teams, you do lose the Premier League.
I think they're going to get a bit.
If you lose them 6 teams, you lose the Premier League. The Premier League's not the same no more. Even if you lose three of them, I think the Premier League won't be the same. I don't think the Premier League will be the same. Even with Arsenal being in 10th, people are laughing, oh, how did Arsenal get there? They make the Premier League exciting because people want to watch Arsenal. People don't want to watch, I don't know what maybe they do, but I personally don't think many people want to watch Leicester as much as they do want to watch Arsenal. Regardless of whether they win, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
that's a bit harsh. That now these days, that's a bit harsh.
What about the fans though? You can't. I don't think you can say that with the fans. Like, who do I want to watch? I want to watch my team. It doesn't matter what league they play. It doesn't matter where they play. I still want to watch them.
This is not the fans. Of course, the Leicester fans are going to want to watch Leicester. I'm talking people who just watch the Premier League for the Premier League, not fans. Fans are always going to back their team. I'm talking people who watch the Premier League, not backing a certain team, just watch the Premier League. Which one would they rather watch? I reckon they'd probably prefer to watch an Arsenal game than a Leicester game. I don't know, but that's why they got worldwide fans.
No, but look at the stands that everyone's made. Football is for fans. That's football is for fans. That's the stands that everybody made. Yeah, it is for the fans. It's not for It's not for the people that just want to watch the Premier League. It's for the fans.
That was backed by Sky Sports, who tried charging the fans £15 per game. Doesn't mean nothing. You say it's for fans, but you should be giving that for free then. During the pandemic, you should not be charging people to watch football if it's for the fans.
Look, we're going back onto like the football side of it. Yeah, it's wrong. You shouldn't be paying someone £400,000 a week on wages. Like, do you know what I mean? It's everything like that. Like, if they weren't paying someone £400,000 a week on wages, then maybe they could lower the prices. Do you know what I mean? Maybe, the TV companies might lower.
But that's where it starts, doesn't it? TV. If the reason why they can afford to play these players is because TV pay them. So if TV stops charging the fans, then they can't pay the clubs. That's it. And then the clubs can't pay the players.
Yeah, the more money that's been thrown into the Premier League, the more money they've spent, the more money they've spent on wages. It's turned into this ridiculous amount.
Well, maybe they need to put a wage cap.
They need to do something. I don't know what about wage cap, but they need to do something. Because how someone can. De Bruyne's on like 20 million a year. Like he's taking. His agent will be taking what? At least 10% of that. So 22 million.
But that just shouldn't be passed on to the fans. To the fans that can't go to the stadium. I personally don't think anyway. You shouldn't be charging £15 per game to watch a game.
No, I don't disagree on that.
At home, you don't get the same experience as you do when you're in the stadium. And then these guys say football's for the fans. But if it's for the fans, then you should do by all means make sure that the fans' experience is at its top, and I don't think it is.
Fair point.
I think it's all wrong. I think they've threw themselves into a hole. I think Sky have given them too much money. That have meant they've spent too much money on wages, meaning that the fans are paying more because Sky have to make some money. Like, and it's all just like a vicious circle. Like,
well, yeah, that's it. So when I seen all that saying like, football's for the fans, I was like, yeah, I agree with that. It is for the fans. So make sure that back what you're saying. Make it for the fans. Do things.
But you said about if the top 6 left the Premier League, so they leave the Premier League. Sky would because all the commentators on Sky were kicking off about it and stuff. I promise you, Sky would lower the price, would not give the Premier League as much money. If the top 6 left, they wouldn't give the Premier League. Yeah. So Sky is saying, "Oh yeah, it's for the fans and stuff," but they're in it to make money. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't know. I don't understand how they're getting away with it. To be fair.
By the way, just sorry to cut you off, just quickly. I personally think the sanctions for the clubs should be. I'll be honest. Because I've not actually seen anything on TV saying that there's going to be anything to do with the Champions League next week or whatever match is happening. I personally think that maybe the team should be either knocked out of the Champions League or the UEFA Cup for this season, or next season they shouldn't be in it.
I mean, like I said,
For
if
one
you
season.
consider them teams, Champions League's not the same. They're not making.
I'm just saying for one season, just for one season.
I
Because
agree.
if you want, because what would you rather? It's either because I'd rather they do that, and then let the.
But you would say that though, innit? You're a Liverpool fan and you're not going to make Champions League this year.
Champions League. What do you mean?
That's why. United fans aren't going to say that because this is our first time.
No. Because I just because I just said but I meant it as in like when I mean not in Champions League, like not even in Europa League either. Which
you prefer that. Let's focus on the league for 1 year.
That means everybody would. Yeah, but hold up. That means everyone would be focusing on the league. They wouldn't.
Yeah, we're buzzing. That means Leeds will be in Champions League.
The Premier League would be very good if it were just Premier League week in week out.
Because that's what would happen for next season if that happens. And I think that they're going to do something. I think
they have to win it. They have to.
But every team, I think every team in Europe probably would have to get the same thing.
If that
same
happens,
sanction.
you think Champions League would just be void for 1 year?
Well, you still got Bayern and PSG.
I want Leeds to win it.
Are you mad? You still got Bayern and PSG and Dortmund and that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a given, isn't it? It's going to be one of them three to win it. No one else is going to be in it.
But they'll never have a better chance of winning it.
PSG might end up winning it.
Mate, what do you mean? They might just give PSG the title now.
Nah, you can't do that. You have to win it in properly, don't you?
Okay. Well, if these three teams get knocked out, who are they going to play?
I don't think they'll do it this season. I think the sanction will be for next year. I think the sanction will be for next season. But I don't know. If they do it, I think they're going to lose a lot.
Put it this way, they have to do something. Either way, they're going to have to do something. They have to make a stance and do something.
If they don't,
that's weak.
Yeah,
that's weak.
Crazy.
It's always saying, "Oh, the players can't play for the international team." I think that for me, that was the worst part.
That was never going to happen. Realistically, that was never going to happen.
Nah, it would never happen.
That's
we're going about money, but they would have lost millions if they didn't let the best players in the world play in the World Cup and Euros. They make money from TV rights.
It was weird as well because it wasn't even the players that decided they wanted to be in the Super League. How can you punish the players for this?
And as well, just a point on that as well with UEFA and FIFA, like they're coming out like being like God's gift and stuff with all these, they shouldn't be doing that. Like, how corrupt are they? Like the Qatar World Cup. Like, exactly. Are you being serious? Like the Russia World Cup. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just them coming out. Yeah, we're taking the moral high ground, and like it's like you're worse than anyone.
Crazy.
I know. But yeah,
I'm happy because United, we just got rid of Ed Woodward because of all this. So next,
no, you haven't. He doesn't leave until next year, bro.
He's leaving. Be all and end all. He's not there for the next. In 5 years' time, we're gonna be all good, all good. Edwin Van der Sar. Who? Edwin Van der Sar.
Oh, here we go. Another goalkeeper in charge of something. First it's Czech at Chelsea. Now it's this. It's the goalkeepers union.
I don't know. What do you reckon for the season then?
The rest of this season?
Yeah. What do you reckon Leeds will do? You reckon you'll be above Arsenal?
Mate, they might. I reckon.
Maybe. We've got after Man U, we've got a decent run of games.
Do you reckon you'll beat us this weekend?
I don't know. We're on form. I don't know. If we've got Rafinha, we've got a chance. If we don't have Rafinha, no.
I hope you guys wear them stupid T-shirts as well, so we can just laugh at you all. I hope you wear them stupid T-shirts saying it's for the fans. Shut up.
I'm not lying. Leeds have been impressive at home against the Big Six. They have been very. No, they have. Why are you looking at me like that? It's true.
Should have been Liverpool. Did
we play you at home or did we play you away?
Away. You are your Old Trafford. That demolishment, but they haven't. Yeah, think about it. They've only lost at home to.
Forget about that one. Yeah?
You watch this weekend. If Rafinha's fit, you just watch.
Oh, Leeds, they
haven't. Well, apart from if you're counting Leicester or West Ham, whatever, they ain't lost at home to any of the actual top six. They've not lost to anybody.
Yeah, but the top six have been. What you mean, like the top six that decided to go to Super League?
Yeah, the Leeds haven't lost at home to anyone.
Shocking this year. Shocking.
Yeah, but there's no. I'm sorry, there's no excuses. They're still a newly promoted side, and they haven't been beaten at home by any of them. That's impressive.
No, it's.
That is impressive.
We've had a good season. No one can say
don't act like that's impressive by Leeds. No, I don't
know what I mean. It's funny because you would say United. Would you say United had a good season?
Yeah, I think they had a good season.
I think but I personally don't think I think you've had an average season, but I think
I never thought you were going to win the league. I never thought you were going to win the league, and you're second. So I think it's decent.
Like when you say
I don't
United,
think you've had. If you talk about performances wise, that just says how poor other teams. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the other teams have been poor. That poor. I don't think you've had, by your standards, you can definitely have a way better season, but you've done what you've had to do.
But,
you can't play well every week, but you're getting wins. So,
but how are you above Leicester and West Ham if they've done so well?
True.
Exactly. That's why there's the big six. The way you look at teams is the way you judge them. You look at West Ham and Leicester, they say they've had a really good season, but you look at United.
No, but West Ham. Look at where West Ham.
No, but look where West Ham were.
West Ham are an anomaly. Like they look where they finished last season.
Right. Let's do Leicester then. Let's do Leicester. These guys have won the title before, like more recent than United.
Well, they're having a good season, aren't they? They're not having a bad season, aren't they?
What about United?
I don't think Leicester are having a great season. I think if they don't get into Champions League, they haven't had a good season.
Well, would you say you've had a great? What do you think? Man United have had a great season?
I mean, it depends on what you mean by that. About what type of season Leicester's had.
Well, have you had a great season? Yes or no? What do you think your team?
Better season than Leicester.
No. Forget Leicester. Have you had a great season? Don't worry about Leicester. Have you had a great season? Yes or no?
Personally, I don't think we've had a great season. No.
Why?
I don't think we have.
Why is that?
Why? Because we dropped points against silly teams. We shouldn't have dropped points against United and stuff like that. We've not had a great season.
I don't think you've had a great season. I think you've done well to come second, but I don't think you've had a great season.
But Leicester and West Ham, they've had good seasons.
West Ham have had a really good season because they look where they were last season.
Moyes will, if
they were in a relegation battle, battle and they're chasing top four. They've had a good season.
Moyes will get manager of the season, you know, if they get top four. That's a fact. That's facts.
Not Pep.
No.
How
despite them winning the title,
yeah,
with achievement wise, it's a good achievement yet again. But with the points tallies and stuff that they've done, they've had better seasons than this and won the title. So that's why. For where West Ham were, to where they are now, that's impressive. That's where.
And for the players that they brought in, I think they've done really well.
No, they have done well. But obviously, I think some teams. No, I think some teams have had poor seasons and has made West Ham a lot better. Liverpool would have.
I don't disagree on you, but
if Liverpool had an okay season, they would have knocked West Ham out of the top four. If Chelsea didn't have Lampard, they would have probably knocked West Ham out of the top four. There's circumstances to why West Ham and Leicester are where they are. And that's
but you're saying it as if like there's not games that finish the season where West Ham might not finish outside the top four. It's not over yet, is it?
No, it's not.
It's not over.
But even if West Ham finish at sixth, I think they've done well. Like from where they were last season, for the money they've spent, I think they've done well.
No, yeah. West Ham have done well, but I feel like West Ham, Everton, Villa, Leicester, they're just. I don't know. Everton
have been shocking.
They should be doing better.
For me, they're just on par with each other. You know what I mean? Like, they do it.
So you think they're the teams that are just under the top six kind of thing?
Yeah, if they break into the top four, like, well done. But
the thing is, if you look at it, how did Spurs break the top six? Or make it a top six?
Because of Mourinho.
No. What? No. Tottenham. How did Tottenham really become an established top six team? No, it's not because of course it's not because of Mourinho.
They just started to get into finals and stuff, and they put a lot of money into the club.
And they started to it's because basically they were in Europe. They've been in Europe like literally for the last 10 years. No. Come on, man. Even before that,
they have a superstar. That's why they've got a superstar. Which
but come on. Before that, they were already, I would say, in the top six. Even before Harry Kane was there.
No, before Harry Kane was nowhere.
When they had Modric, they had Van der Vaart, they had Berbatov, but like they were getting towards getting in that top kind of six. That's where it started.
They Champions League with that team.
Yeah, they've got to the quarterfinals. That's it. That's for Tottenham where it started. So over the past 10 years, they've now become in the top, even though they haven't like won anything since 2008. From around 2008 onwards, where they started to get in Europe more consistently, that is how Tottenham have become a top six team. Yeah. So for Leicester to be an established top seven team, They need to establish getting in Europe every season for maybe the next 10 years, 5-10 years.
No, I agree.
So that's how Spurs got in. Because think about it, like I told you, Spurs ain't won nothing since 2008. But the fact that they've actually started to...
Don't you think they got Europe because of like teams like United under their circumstances, and the teams like Liverpool under their circumstances, and teams like Arsenal under their circumstances?
I get what you're saying. But fifth and sixth in the Premier League still get you Europa League.
Yeah, but
It's true.
What do you mean?
I told you, in the last 10 years, they've started to get into Europe a lot more.
Yeah,
whether
but
it be whether that be Champions League or UEFA or Europa League.
Yeah,
they've been getting. So top 4 get you Champions League, 5th and 6th will get you Europa League. So they start to get into Europe more. This is my point. And then they've built, and this is how they're more established in the top 6, and so they're much more competitive.
Yeah,
which I think is a fair point. But now you got Leicester coming across now. If they get more consistent, it's the top 7.
Leicester probably already in there. To be fair, they've been doing it.
They have, but they haven't been in Europe as consistent.
Yeah,
consistently.
No.
So there you go.
It's yeah.
If you think about the team, think about it before when Everton were in there consistently back in the day. They just weren't. If they'd kept on being much more consistent, they probably would have been a top 6 team before even Spurs. But they just didn't do it. Do you know what I mean? So there you go.
Jeez.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, really good.
Guys,
see what happens.
Right, okay, so thanks for joining us for the Super League Big Six. Got a bit heated at a few points. But yeah, please like, subscribe, click that notification button, and let us know down in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, and tell us if you want Nissi on again. We'll probably say no. No, thanks, guys.
NA. Cool, thanks, guys.
Guys.
A bit.